Close the door. Leave the world behind, because sometimes the world you left is the least of your worries. They say the Black Forest doesn't just listen. It remembers. It absorbs every scream, every whisper, every broken promise made beneath its canopy. And sometimes, when the wind is just right, it plays them back. My name is Elias Thorne. I am an engineer. I thought I understood how time works. 1 second follows another. Past, present, future. A straight line. I was wrong. I'm sitting in this perfect modern cabin. The fire is burning. The lamp is on. But I am not alone. I am surrounded by memories that are not my own. Memories that I have yet to experience. Today I found something that should not exist, and when I pressed play, I didn't hear the voices of the dead. I heard myself, speaking from a yesterday I don't remember, about a tomorrow I am terrified to see. Don't let the fire go out, because if you do, the echo of your own future might be the last thing you hear. For 5 days this cabin was my sanctuary. Logic, order, survival. I analyzed the iron hatch in the floor. I reasoned that it was an old fallout shelter, perhaps from the Cold War. I ignored the whispers from beneath it, attributing them to fatigue and the low-frequency hum of the wind. An engineer's mind finds rationalizations for everything, until I needed to fix the ventilation. The air in the bedroom had become stale, copper-tasting. I pulled the sleek steel grate from the wall, expecting to find dust. Instead, I found a bundle of oilcloth, heavy, smelling of old grease and ozone. Inside, wrapped like a sacred relic, was a Nagra tea audio. A professional, military-grade reel-to-reel tape recorder from the 1970s. It was out of place. This cabin is a masterpiece of the 21st century. This machine belonged in a museum or a bunker. There was only one tape on the machine, a 5-inch reel, labeled only with a single date, October 12th, 1994. My logic faltered. October 12th, 1994. That was the day I turned 8 years old. The day my father took me into the woods for the first time. I carried the Nagra to this chair. My hands were shaking. I found an outlet, plugged it in. The dual orange-lit VU meters sprang to life, glowing like malevolent eyes. The capstan spun. I pressed the heavy chrome play button. The static was immediate, the sound of a world without a signal. And then a voice broke through, dry, raspy, unmistakable. Entry 14, October 12th, he's here. He doesn't know. He thinks he's an engineer now. He thinks his equations can protect him from what lives beneath the floor. I felt the blood drain from my face. It was my voice. My cadence, my specific Bavarian inflection. But this recording was made 30 years ago. I was 8. I was a child. The voice on the tape continued, describing the bridge I had built in Munich, details that only I knew. The specific stress calculations, the minor, almost imperceptible flaw in the 3rd pylon. He doesn't realize that the flaw wasn't in the steel. Elias, the flaw was in you. You thought you could escape the forest. You thought Munich was far enough. I wanted to stop the machine. I wanted to smash it against the obsidian hearth. But my body wouldn't obey. I was paralyzed by the sound of my own condemnation. The voice began to talk about Sarah, the woman I left. The voice spoke of the last thing she said to me, details that I had buried so deep I thought they were dissolved. He's going to open the hatch on day 7. He won't be able to resist. The floor in the 3rd pylon, Elias. It mirrors the flaw in your resolve. When you open it, don't look at the eyes. The eyes are not eyes. They are windows, and the house is always open. The voice laughed, her wet, awful sound that ended in a coughing fit. I sat in this chair, the Nagra's orange eyes staring at me. Entry 14, day 7, tomorrow. I am an engineer. I deal in logic. Logic tells me this is a psychological operation. A previous occupant found my data, faked my voice, and hid this machine. An elaborate, cruel prank. But where did they get the specific details of the Munich Bridge? How did they know Sarah's final whispered words? I stood up and moved the obsidian rug. The hatch was silent. No whispers, no rhythmic pulse. Just heavy, indifferent iron. It looked solid, rational. I knelt down and placed my hand on the cold wheel lock. The Nagra across the room suddenly clicked back into play mode, all by itself. He's touching it now. Entry 15. The woods are tired of being still. They can feel his hand on the key. He's not an engineer anymore. He's just a conductor for the symphony of what's coming. My own voice, recorded 30 years ago, describing my exact actions. I pulled my hand back as if the iron was white hot. Reality is not a straight line, Elias. Time is a loop, a circuit board, and you are a resistor that is about to burn out. The Black Forest doesn't care about your logic. It only cares about the flaw. I have not slept. The fire is burning, but I feel a coldness that no amount of birch can melt. It's the coldness of a truth that defies my very existence. I am looking at the Nagra. The reel has run out. The end of the tape is flapping against the machine. Flap, flap, flap. Tomorrow is day 7. Tomorrow the tape says I will open the hatch. If you are listening to this, you are probably logic-driven like me. You think you can engineer your way out of the shadows. But I tell you this, the woods are tired of being still, and they have a memory longer than you can imagine. Look at your flaw. Look at your history. Do you know where your past ends and your future begins? Subscribe to this channel and maybe we can figure it out together. If I don't open the hatch, good night and stay in the light.